Hey, Miles here, milesbecker.com. This video reveals my 5-step process for hiring great virtual teammates. Doesn't matter whether you're hiring in the Philippines, the US, or Eastern Europe, or you're using onlinejobs.ph or Upwork. The process is really the trick to finding great teammates, and that's what you're going to learn here. Since a couple of masterminds I attended in the last few weeks, I've been on a hiring frenzy, and I've documented the steps that I take. I've found some excellent new teammates that I'm super stoked on. And as I grow my business, I want to share the steps I'm taking with you to help you grow your business. If you like these types of videos, give me a thumbs up, hit subscribe, hit the bell so you get more of them as they come out. And let's jump right into the 5 steps. Number 1, you must get extremely clear and super specific with the job itself, the role that you're hiring for, and the specific tasks that that individual will be taking. It's a slippery slope to start with, I'm going to hire somebody to help out with social media, and then start to tack on these other tasks that you expect this individual to do. Well, so if they're going to do social media, yeah, they should have some WordPress skills too. Okay. And they should be able to do copywriting too. So yeah, copywriting as well. And they should have Photoshop skills as well. And all of a sudden, this one task that you wanted to hire for now becomes this magical person who flat out doesn't exist. I made this mistake many, many times. And what I found today is the more specific I am for that extremely specific role, the better quality people I'm going to get, right? Outsourcers and virtual teammates are not magicians. They are usually skilled at one thing. And for your business, you want someone who is excellent at one thing. You might be a jack of all trades, but ultimately, when you have somebody kind of adding on new segments of your business, whether it's copywriting, social media, email marketing, somebody to build your funnels out for you, you want them to be all in on that one thing. Lots of specialists will help you grow more quickly. So getting extremely specific about the tasks and about that position and really keeping it closed, right? And when I say closed, I mean, you don't want to leave it open expecting them to be able to do a little of this and a little of that and a little of this. Really focus it in and really zero in on that core of what they need to do. And that's step 1. Step number 2 is to write a great job description and make it private. Now, in the job description, there's 2 things I always do. Number 1, I always introduce myself by name in the first paragraph. When they reply, I'm looking, do they have the wherewithal to pay attention that I said my name? And do they actually grab my name and greet me by name in the cover letter? If not, that's a huge red flag. I want that awareness. I want that attention to detail in this situation. The other thing I do is I ask 3 specific questions at the end. Now, what these questions are, it varies a lot. It really doesn't matter that much. I just want to make sure they read all the way through to the end and they take the time to actually answer those 3 questions. One of the more common questions I ask a lot that I really enjoy is, explain to me why right now is the perfect time for you to find and get this job. I'm looking for a story. I'm looking for insights into their life. I'm looking for a change. I'm looking for the fact that they now have 20 hours available. I just want to hear a story. And after the 3 questions, I always say, if you want to stand out from all the other applicants, grab your cell phone and cut a quick video. Now, most people don't do this. A lot of people address this, which I do appreciate, but some people are willing to pull out their cell phone and cut a quick video, and that is extremely powerful. It shows that they're ambitious, and it gives you that chance to really kind of see in their eyes and really kind of vibe them out, if you will. And I found that to be super powerful. And again, this is a private job listing. I do not open myself out for the spam on these boards. There is so much spam. There's so much application spam that goes out. People just copy and pasting cover letters. And really, ultimately, I just want to weed all of that out. So I don't even open it up publicly. So it's a private job listing. I'm really descriptive about the tasks, the roles that they're going to do. I've got my 3 questions at the bottom. I use my name up at the very top, and then I let them know if they want to stand out to make a video. Then comes number 3. So I've now published this job listing. This is really the hard work part. I've spent hours and hours and hours in this step, which is to go through the database of potential applicants and invite the absolute best applicants for the job to my job. So what am I looking for? Well, I want to see that they've at least worked 100 hours. I like to see that they've at least earned $1,000 on the platform. This just tells me that they're a pro, right? They're on it. I want to make sure that they have been working in the last 2 weeks. They've been on Upwork or wherever it is in the last couple of weeks. And these are all filters that you can sort when you're searching for individuals. And then I go into the specific category, and then I start to use the keyword filter. And I'm looking for keywords that are representative of my niche. I'm looking for keywords that are representative of the specific job that I'm inviting them into. And then when I send them an invite, I customize it, I custom tailor it, I put their name in it, I give them a little explanation of the job, and I say, if you're interested, there's 3 questions at the bottom of the job listing. Please answer those for me so I know that you're interested. Again, I'm not trying to hide these questions. I'm not trying to hide Easter eggs. I want it to be clear. I just want to make sure that they can follow descriptions. So that's step number 3. Number 4 is you're looking through the applicant request. And I got to reiterate on step number 3. I've spent hours. I've invited hundreds of people for an individual job. This is sorting through the proverbial haystack to find the needle, right? This is sorting through the bucket of pay dirt to find the gold flecks in the bottom of the pan. This is the hard work, and you need to really go find people who have 100% positive feedback. I read all of their reviews. I'm looking for people who are absolutely excellent at what they do, because they're going to help me grow my brand, my business more quickly. When they are absolute professionals, I will pay more for somebody who's excellent. I'm not looking for cheap people, because oftentimes that leads to more challenges down the line. Okay, so I've kind of really covered that you got to dig through, you got to wade through all of those applicants yourself first and only invite the best of the best of the best. Then what happens is you start to get messages back, you start to get responses from people who are actually interested in this position. At that point, you just start to look through. I reread who they are, what they are. I'm looking, did they greet me by name? Did they take the time to answer my 3 questions? If they did not do both of those things, I immediately remove them from the option, right? They're gone. I eliminate them from contention at that point in time. If they get one of the 2 right, I'll keep them in consideration. And sometimes you might reach out to 40 people and only get 3 or 4 people who actually reply for the job. So you don't want to rule everybody out too quickly in this situation. Then you get on to the part where you're actually going back and forth. I prefer to get on the phone with them, an actual real phone call. I like to ask them about what's going on in their life. Again, I'm looking for the stories and the reasons why right now is the perfect time for them to join my team. I'm also looking for affinity or overlap for my niche. We're in the spirituality niche is where we operate and where we work. So I want to make sure that they're down the rabbit hole a little bit, that they're comfortable with our topic matters. But really at this point, I'm just kind of vibing them out in the interview process. If I feel like they've got a chance at delivering with excellence for me, my people, my audience, and my other teammates, that they're going to be a part of the team, then I'll hire them. And that brings step number 5, which is hire a second person. 2 is 1 and 1 is none is a very common phrase. And then I've got a friend at one of these masterminds I was just at, and she was adamant. She's a very successful, her and her husband are very successful entrepreneurs. They run an extremely successful website. And she always said 2, not 1. 2, not 1. She drove this point home because odds are one person's not going to make it. They're going to fall away. Something's going to happen in their life, and you need backups. I believe it's an old military phrase of 2 is 1 and 1 is none. So I often hire 2 people. I've brought on a video person recently, and I didn't bring on 1 video person. I now have 2 video people, and I'm still bouncing jobs back and forth to both of them to see who keeps showing up, who delivers more quickly, who delivers a higher quality work product, and I'm looking at how much this costs me. They're all hourly. One's $10 an hour and one's $16 an hour. But here's the kind of interesting point. So far, the $16 per hour teammate is actually less expensive to do the same amount of work because she's just that much faster. And this is what I meant earlier when I say that I'm not looking for cheap people. I'm looking for pros, because a real pro may very well be able to do the project or the task in half the time of an amateur. And that might actually save you more if you're only paying them 50% more on the costs. So that's it. I hire 2 people at that point. I then start giving them, or more. Sometimes I'm actually, with my copywriters, I'm hiring a 3rd person right now. So then I start to give them each individual tasks to work on, and I'm gauging the process at this point. How easy are they to work with? How is their work product? How well did they capture the voice of our brand? How expensive was it? And then ultimately, over the course of about 2, maybe 4 weeks of working with multiple people, I really do simmer it down to that one person, and I try to bring them on part-time, and I keep them busy as can be. If they were part-time before, I consider bringing them on full-time, and I really want to keep them going if they're an absolute pro. So that's it. That's my 5-step process. Number 1, get extremely clear and focus on what you're hiring for. Don't try to tack on a bunch of other things. If you need a WordPress developer, go find a WordPress developer. Don't expect them to do social media and graphics design as well. It's just too challenging to find. They're not magicians. They're individual, normal people just like you and me. Hire an expert for the one thing you want. Number 2, write a great job listing, make it private, and be sure you get your name and those extra questions and that bonus for them to be able to make the video to stand out. Number 3 is dig through the best candidates and invite them yourself. Don't put this out public. Invite them in to respond. Number 4 is the whole process of interviewing and going back and forth from the cover letter that they submit to you. I do get on the phone with each and every person. And then number 5 is hire multiple people. You never know when someone's going to disappear, and or you just never know from that conversation you have, from their application. You just never know who's going to be great and who's going to suck, to be perfectly honest. So hire multiple people, let their work products stand for themselves, get them each doing kind of some work that you can publish and you can run with, but then let the work product and the value and the experience itself really stand, because that's ultimately what will help you understand which teammates can prove the test of time helping you grow your brand is the work, right? It's not how they respond to with their cover letter. It's not how they communicate on that phone call that you have. It's the actual work product of them doing the job. So bring on multiple people, send out test jobs, get them each to do a little bit of work and see who is the best fit for your brand and your company. You can grow so much more quickly by hiring. Our team right now is somewhere around 12 to 15 people and growing. And the amount of work product we're able to put out, the amount of content we're able to put out is absolutely magnificent. This is how you scale a business. It's people, processes, and products. The people part is the absolute core. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, give it a thumbs up. I look forward to connecting with you on the next video. Till then, be well.